Hello everyone. A very good morning to Srividya ma'am, seniors and my dear friend, and good evening to Shravan sir. Myself, Mohammad Shoaib Ridwan from first year Textile Technology. I am honored to be the host for this marvelous session. I am very glad to host this talk because today's speaker is none other than our mentor, Srividya Nagaraju ma'am. First of all, happy 75th Independence to everyone. On this special day, let us start our session with our national anthem. Can everyone please stand in your place in standing ovation?
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai.
Thank you, Praneet. Thank you, Praneet. Today, everyone from our part of our today, everyone from one part of our country to another part is chanting slogans of Jai Bharat Mata with great spirit and energy. It is indeed the spirit of freedom and love for the land, but we all know this freedom is hard earned. These are decades of sacrifices and struggles behind all of that. The land on which we breathe upon is thanks to the struggles of our gentlemen Gandhiji, Nehruji, Subhash Chandra Bose, and other freedom fighters. Freedom is a gift. It is the gift of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and struggles did by our forefathers. History is an open chapter. It tells us about the all sacrifice of our forefathers for the land. Now, let us go with our invocation and gratitude story. Invocation by Divya. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you, Shoaib. Good morning to everyone and good evening to Shravan sir. First of all, I wish you all happy independence. Powerful, we are. Compassionate, we are. Genius, we are. Adventurous, we are. Disruptive, we are. Distinctive, we are. Beautiful, we are. Revolutionary, we are. Empathetic, we are. Courageous, we are. Active, we are. Learner, we are. Incitement, we are. Rebellious, we are. Heartful, we are. Inspiring, we are. Leaders, we are. Jealous, we are. Champion, yes. Powerful, we are. Thank you, Shoaib.
Thank you, Divya. Now, let's listen to a gratitude story by Shravanti.
Hello everyone. On this special occasion, we have an amazing gratitude story. Here it is. I have written a gratitude card for my favorite influencer, millionaire mate, Shiva Prasad Anna. I felt like his posts makes a huge difference to the world. So I thought of expressing my gratitude for the way he is adding value in many lives and putting time, heart and energy into videos. I made a gratitude card and sent it to him one night. He felt very happy and said that thank you, Ma, and stay connected always. I too felt more happy by expressing my heart in gratitude card and felt very complete after expressing my gratitude towards him. That's the power of gratitude. It makes receiver and sender very happy at the same moment. By Nivedita. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shravanti. We are very fortunate to have our Indian powerful TEDx speaker, a woman with kind of heart, a woman with strong of heart, a woman with unique of heart, a woman with appreciable of heart, a woman with wonder of heart, a woman with Shakti of Heart. And ma'am is a learning facilitator. Ma'am is also an international TEDx speaker and guest faculty at IIMB. And ma'am is specialized in leadership training and mentoring. Now it's time to interact with ma'am. It's over to you, ma'am.
Namaskar and happy Independence Day to all of you, especially the 75th Independence Day. On this special day, it's my privilege, honor, I feel blessed to talk about the power of our country. What other day is better than today? Thank you, Shravan. Thank you, all the students. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity. I'm truly blessed. Let's get started for the actual talk. Vivikta, are we ready? Just play that bell at the bottom, Vivikta. There's a bell sound. Namaskar. Shakti. Shakti. Women in India are called Shakti. Shakti meaning power or empowerment. And Shakti is. Shakti is not just this. It is creation, courage, confidence, strength, sustenance, energy, enthusiasm, and empathy. That is Shakti. If women is Shakti or power, does she need to be empowered? No. She is Shakti, the power. She creates, nurtures, and sustains. She is both force and a source of inspiration for the entire mankind. Ancient India accorded women highest position. And Manusmriti, an ancient Indian codified text for life, in Sanskrit says, Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. Meaning, when women are respected, gods make their home. How true it is then, how true it is today. In the month of October, November, she is worshipped by all Indian men and women in three forms of Shakti: power, wealth, and wisdom over 9 nights and 10 days, part of Navratri celebrations. Famous poet Kalidasa says, Vagartaviva sampruktav, Vagarta pratipattaye, Jagatah pitarau vande, Parvati Parameshwarau. The word and meaning are inseparable, similar to the divine couple Parvati Parameshwara or Ardhanarishwara. As we see, masculine power is word and feminine power is meaning. Masculine power is concept, feminine power is action. Masculine power is ability, feminine power is inspiration. Masculine power is wire, feminine power is electricity. They are completely intertwined. Roles were aligned based on the natural biological male energy, Purusha, and female energy, Prakriti, like the Chinese yin and yang. There was no discrimination, it was based on the natural energy. India is a land of rich cultural heritage. Earth is worshipped as mother. Water is life. Out of thousands of rivers in India, I don't know if any of you know, amazing fact is, except one river, all other bear feminine names. That is only Brahmaputra. The rest are Ganga, Yamuna, Tunga, Kaveri, Narmada, Sindhu, Godavari, and so on and so forth. Vivita, move to the next slide, please. If India was treating so high, was this so always? No. It was high in the Vedic age and Golden Age, as we see. But it declined with the invasion by foreigners as Mughal and British. The life, property, and chastity of women were of very little value to the invaders, who treated women as objects of pleasure. To protect women, the rigid systems like child marriage or parda were introduced. It was required then, not now. From such difficult time to progress today has not been a cakewalk for women. Social reformations, freedom struggle, and education backed by strong legislation have created a sound base for women empowerment. Indian women today are reclaiming their rightful position as equal partners in all walks of life, be it in political, administrative, defense, space, education, corporate, legal, social, culture, technology, business, you name it. She's there everywhere. The modern and the Western approach to human life is human right based. But in India, it has always been duty based. Women always had voting rights, whereas other countries had to struggle to get. Women's suffrage became possible in US only in 1920, while in Switzerland in 1971. By then, India had its first women prime minister, Indira Gandhi. Women leaders were not a novelty in the Indian history. They're inspired by the likes of Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai, Kittu Rani Chennamma, Rani Durga Devi, and many more. Behind success of every Indira Nui, Satya Nadella, or Sundar Pichai, or others, is their mother's effort and sacrifice. In India, mother is respected first, then father and guru. Mahatma Gandhi says, the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Therefore, I believe behind every successful nation, there are powerful women, Shakti. Today, we hear horrific stories of women violence and rape instances, which is true, but forms a small part of India. And India is not in the top list. India is also at the bottom of the list for crime rates committed by women. Next slide. We are at the bottom. Indian women are no longer nagging spectators. They are voicing their concerns, ready to face challenges, evolving to take up powerful positions. As a result, in today's India, 1.5 million women are elected to local bodies. 33% of them are mayors and councillors. And more than 6 million women are actively involved in public administration. Thanks to Indian women, Panchayati Raj, or rural self-administration, is the world's single largest effective social revolution. Women play a vital role in India's economy too. National savings constitute 32% of India's GDP. And interestingly, 80% of it comes from Indian household managed by women, including gold and property. Countries in the West, household savings is around 5%. Another interesting fact in India is every ship, can you believe, is launched by a woman. And India is the first country to recruit women into army. Our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, mentioned recently that development is intrinsically linked to empowerment of women, and it begins with the girl child. How beautiful. Normally, media covers either violence against women or celebrities. Today, I want to share stories of women who form major part of India. These are ordinary women who are inspired me as They are extraordinary achievers, the unsung heroes. Let's get ready to listen to their stories. The year was 1850. Resources were scarce. My great grandmother Gauramma had no access to education or training, but she fulfilled the role as a dutiful daughter, wife, and mother completely. After all this, during her later phase of life, she set out a pilgrimage with her husband across the length and breadth of India, that too barefoot. And it took 12 long years. Gaurama has inspired her family members across generations. This to me is a true example of balancing family life and personal aspirations. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Lawyers fight for others, but this lawyer, Sheila, had to fight for herself. Thanks to leg pulling and politics, she opted out of the local Federation of Women Lawyers, despite her significant contribution. Not want to give up, Sheila started an alternate federation at the state level and then at the national level. Within 2 years, just 2 years, of setting up All India Federation of Women Lawyers, all the other women lawyers federations across the country, including one she opted out, got affiliated. Soon, she became the second Indian to be the world president of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, popularly known as FIDA. She scripted success path for herself and the organization, a model for all professionals. Sheila's success mantra, never say die, never say can't. True grit and determination. Thy name is Dr. Padma Shri Malati Holla. Born normal, polio struck early in life, she has evolved to be an amazing human being. An actress by chance, a banker by profession, an athlete by choice, and a passionate foster mother for many differently abled kids. Malati chose sports as the best alternative medicine to forget her pain. What beautiful. And now she is a para Olympian, bringing laurels to the country with 300 plus awards. Lack of resources did not stop her to achieve her goals. She jokingly tells everyone who indulges in self pity, I have undergone only 36 surgeries and ready for more if need be. She runs a non-profit organization, Matru Chaya, for differently abled kids. Right now, she has about 25 kids and her ambition to become a mother for 100 kids. What a noble thought. And as a banker, she has the uncanny ability to remember 6,000 customer account numbers. Malati's ever smiling energy is infectious, and she continues to inspire thousands of people across the world. Her favorite messages, and my favorite, which has inspired me personally. I have disability in my body, but none in my heart, none in my mind, and none in my confidence. And today she's got Arjun Award and Padma Shri Award. And this year, currently, she's nominated for Padma Bhushan, the next level award. And there is a voting line. So maybe after the talk, I will share the voting line. I'm sure we all can vote her because she does 100%, she deserves it. That's my request, please. Normally, girls grow up from those Bobby dolls to boyfriends. But for Manjula, bicycle and trekking shoes are her best friends. A simple girl from a small village evolved as a techie who has held senior positions in IT industry in India and US. A serial entrepreneur, an advisor to technology startups. She has 9 patents and has traveled 60 plus countries. She's at ease talking about any subject on this earth, be it technology, psychology, history, culture, neuroscience, you name it, she will talk. So I call her a mini walking Google. A karate black belt champion, Manjula is also an endurance athlete. She says, I learned to walk at 2, run at 3, cycle at 5, but swim only at 35 after registering for the Ironman event, one of those prestigious events. She mastered swimming in few weeks despite fear of open waters. During the event, her legs cramped and she became immobile. But that did not stop Manjula to continue to swim for 1.9 kilometers and cycle for 90 kilometers and run for 24 kilometers in just 8.5 hours. And she is the third Indian woman to complete the Ironman event. Manjula is Shakti, the new age Indian woman. She believes mind over matter. Hakuna Matata, meaning no worries. When the world turns your back onto you, you turn your back onto the world. This is exactly she did. This typical Indian girl with minimum education got married and they were blessed with a pretty baby girl too. She was supposed to live happily ever after, isn't it? But destiny had a different plan. She was devastated when her marriage failed early in life. Her future looked bleak as she did not have qualification or skill or experience. Financially dependent, emotionally dejected, and broken. Also, circumstances forced her into a very, very difficult decision, a decision to give up her maternal rights of her only girl child. Emotional harassment, a lengthy court case, separation from her daughter. She had every reason to blame, to feel helpless, to indulge in self pity, or get depressed. She was bruised, but not beaten. She invoked the Shakti in herself to create a better future. She went back to college, got multiple master degrees, worked in the corporate sector, and became an entrepreneur, a counselor, a trainer, a mentor, a coach, and a social activist. Thanks to her family and friends who stood by her. Instead of contributing only to her family, her child, today she's contributing to the society at large, especially less fortunate children. Her mentor, Dr. Varanasi, describes her one who has passion in everything she does, but has one quality far more important than passion, that is, compassion. An alumni of the prestigious B School Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, she is empowering other women to realize the Shakti in themselves through workshops and symposiums. She has traveled widely, featured in TV shows and radio programs. She feels fortunate to have interacted with People's President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, on 10 different occasions. Dr. Kalam has inspired her to ignite the youth of our nation. And she is honored to be a speaker now. You must inspire yourself before you can inspire others. Aren't these women true examples of Shakti? I'm sure we have many, many more. With the interest of time, I have chosen these five who have inspired me personally. I feel the future age of India or even the world will be age of Shakti. I believe in three eyes for nurturing the Shakti within all of us in this world: identity, invest, and invent. We need to create a powerful identity by investing on our self development and invent or reinvent the new I. The world is moving towards a gentler way of doing things, and women do things gently and intelligently. The world is ready for a softer power, women power, Shakti. Let us all awaken the Shakti. Namaskar and thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any questions or comments, guys?
I get goosebumps every time I hear your talk, and this time feel so privileged that we heard you live, Srividya. And
My
every time I hear about your achievements and your journey, get goosebumps. Beautiful. Thank you so much for delivering this talk to us.
thank you. Thank you. Maybe Shravan, we have some time for question and answers, I guess. Yeah. I think I'm on time.
If you have questions or comments, please click on the raise hand icon so that Shoaib will call you.
No hand was also
Yes,
up.
Apuva, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello, Srividya ma'am. Again, it's a pleasure having your session on Independence Day. I mean, yesterday I was remembering you for. I mean, I was wearing same dress that I wore on your presentation for our college. So I was just remembering you, and like I have heard your talk many times, like in the YouTube, but it every time it gives goosebumps whenever we listen to it. And now it's again the same feeling. The
That's the
way you
power of Shakti. That's the power of Shakti, not me. That's the power of Shakti.
no like it is the power of Shakti, but the way you articulated it, the way you presented it with full power, also took it to another level. I mean, no more questions. Waiting for the age of Shakti. I mean, it is the age of Shakti, and that graph has to grow like anything. Thank you, ma'am. Happy
Thank you.
Independence Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Tejasri, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. My sweetest ma'am. Ma'am, it was amazing talk. Basically, these need to be happen more and more. Such type of talks. People are getting involved in many technical terms and getting. I'm not understanding what is the value of actual woman. You know, um, they were only conceptuated and articulate on one particular direction, but what is the main important where we are, the generation came from, how they have to be respected. Irrespective of that, people are dominating is completely, it's still going on in the villages, in some of the villages, like it is completely still the same thing is happening. So such type of talks has to go to every corner of this world, letting others to know the importance of this Sri Shakti. Even I understood from you that is because before even I don't know. I'm just came to know about this because of you. But there are so many people who doesn't know about that the meaning, at least the time to understand the what is so. like yes, and it has to be pro- um, promulgated throughout this world, understanding the importance that, and I wish we would come along with you, follow you, and this we will disseminate everyone. This
Let's
is the
all do together. Let's do it together. Let's all do it together. Right?
way
Let's all
together,
do it.
ma'am. Give the
Yes,
power to every woman in this world.
absolutely. Let's do it
Thank
together.
you so much. Your presentation was absolutely wonderful, as the way always it is. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy to
Thank you,
answer
Ji.
some questions rather than listening only to these words. Happy to answer any questions, I think that'll help me help all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Vivekta, go ahead.
Thank you, Shoaib. You are doing amazing job, first of all. And happy Independence Day and more Shakti, more power to all the women present here. Thank you so much. And ma'am, I always get goosebumps while hearing to you. So thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for being my mentor. I'm so happy and lucky. Uh, I had a question.
Yes.
Uh, how do you feel while narrating your story, your own story? Because I almost had tears in my eyes. So how do you feel?
I know it was the first time, in this TED talk is where I shared my personal story to the world. Otherwise, it was not shared at all. Shravan and I had a lot of discussion and said, what is the point in talking about what everyone has done if we don't implement those learning to ourselves? And that's where in fact, for him also, it was a little surprise, I guess. Then he didn't also not knew the other part of my story. But I think these personal stories is what truly inspires people. Otherwise, it becomes a gyan sharing, which all of us can read everywhere and we can learn. Yeah, it is not easy to share the personal stories, but I think that is where number one for that as individuals we should have accepted, dealt with that, then you can share it objectively. That also it shows, if I can share it with in front of people, that means I have embraced it, I've accepted, I've dealt with it, and I'm no more complaining or cribbing about it. So there are multiple messages we convey by sharing our personal stories. And also to say life is definitely not green for everyone. All of us, while we see the what do you call glamorous or glorious side of people, there is always a tough side behind every human. I mean, that's a law of nature. And I believe that's what makes us strong. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have been one ordinary woman sitting at home managing household and things like that. Perhaps, I don't know. But these tough situations really really makes us more stronger, and I think we bounce better. That's what I believe, not in resilience now, the anti-fragility. Resilience is just you bounce back. Anti-fragility is you bounce back higher. So I think that is a message. So sharing personal stories, especially the vulnerable side of it, it is absolutely okay. When you share, it inspires others.
Wow, that was itself an inspiring answer, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Now,
Vivekta.
Nivedita, go ahead, please.
Ma'am, that was really amazing. I could feel the power of Shakti in your talk. And my question is, I really got inspired when you shared your journey. So I wanted to know. I mean, I was not that expressive before, but then I started expressing my weaknesses and my strengths. But I feel, I mean, I could relate to the sentences which you have said, ma'am. It is sometimes really tough to speak about ourselves, so I don't really know how. I mean, till now with the support of Thop family, I could. I mean, I'm getting a lot more support, but I don't know how we will be handling the same support. Like if we go outside, we don't know how the other people will support or how the other people will respond to our expression.
Mm.
So, like, how you will be.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I want that answer,
Yeah.
ma'am.
See, the whole purpose of this scope and this mentors and support is that the seed is gone already deep inside, number one. And number two, so you're already strong. And number two, you will go and create that environment wherever you go. Not expecting others to give that environment to you. Now the Thop is so strong that you create another environment of supporting and taking support both. So you will create this Thop environment wherever you go. That is the whole objective what Shravan and everyone is doing. So you don't have to worry, I mean, who's going to support me? You will create that support. You create that environment of support. Right? I think that is what is important in life. Very good question, Nivedita, that instead of waiting for something to happen, let's create it. That is Shakti. Right? So don't worry, go ahead and create what you want.
Geeta
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Geeta ma'am, you want to tell me what?
Actually, my question has been answered.
Okay.
So I was thinking, how do you mentioned vulnerability, right? We have to be vulnerable in order to tell our story. So how do you create that safe space? And you absolutely, the Thop ESL has created that safe space. And as we journey, as these young women journey, they create their safe space, safe environment as they move forward. So I do, your statistics are very interesting, what you presented, Srividya, like the rape statistics, but all we hear, if you look at the US Embassy site, they say, women, we say when you go out, that is bold, left, right, and center on the embassy side. When you travel to India, this is the advisory. It is there, the risk is there. But how do we change that perception of our country?
That was the objective. In fact, how to change the perception was the objective. While Shravan and I chose this topic itself, we went through a lot of what do I talk about? I could have spoke about a lot of my concepts of whether communication, negotiation, whatever else. But he said we need to change the perception, and these statistics hit hard. Because it's visual, right? So this is our effort to change. In fact, if I don't know how much time, what was one of the objectives? There is one other talk by top 10 Indian women TEDx talks. I went through that as part of preparation, and there's one lady from Vijayan from Bangalore. She's spoken in some other country and putting little India down. Okay. Saying, it is such an unsafe country and I didn't know how to live in this country. She's still here making a living. And the safety challenge is a universal issue and nothing to do with India. Because I have globally traveled, I've spoken to so many people. I'm not saying there is no problem. It is there. But why do you want to brand a country to that where it is not the truth? Right? And her talk is in the top 10 women talk. So one of my objectives is this talk, not as my talk, but this talk which talks about the reality and the changing the perception about India should go into the top 10 list is one of my vision, desire for Shravan and me. As I said, I'm just a representative of every Indian, both men and women. That's what I say. It's just that I was privileged doesn't mean anything to do with me. But these are the kind of talks, it should go in the top 10 and not that where India is put down. So this is one way, if, one way how can we spread was, somebody was asking me, Apurvan, or somebody asked me is, make this talk more and more viral. Again, I'm repeating, not because it's Srividya, but you believe in the content of this talk because it's for our country. This should go into the top 10. Then the perception will start changing. We are still at the TEDx. My talk is still at the TEDx. One of our vision for both Shravan and me, this talk should go to the main TED. Then the visibility increases. For that, one of the criteria is the number of viewership and number of comments. So I would urge all of you to go and put your some comment in that, in the YouTube for the TEDx talk. I'm sure all of you have link and maybe one of you can quickly put the link in the chat box. These are the ways we can make this viral and spread these good words. You were asking, right, Tejashree, what do we do? What is that we can do? So these are the little things we start. Spread this goodness across. All of us can go put some comments. So the number of comments should increase, number of viewership should increase. Then that will also one of the ways it should go to the main TED. And I seek all your help directly as saying, so one of the ways we can change the perception. In fact, Geeta, every woman I have met in US or in Canada, every person has gone through a lot of these abuses or safety challenges, including a woman who works in US Army.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a universal issue. It is more a universal issue and nothing to do with India. But thanks to media, it has been portrayed very differently. Thanks to my professor who helped me in getting that data for that graph.
Yeah, that's powerful. That data is very powerful. Thank you.
Tejashree, please go ahead.
Ma'am, you said ask the question, right? I actually want to share one thing. So this week, uh, the moment when Srividya ma'am is going to give a talk on this Sunday, it was in my mind, right? So, and the people are continuously posting the posters and write up on it. I was reading that everything, and continuously we need to, many of the people want to read this, understand ma'am's talk. So this is the way we promotion has been done inside. So that all the things which I am seeing and the way you made the Abdul Kalam, that I was remembering that things where you are posting your every day what you are going to give talks on in social media. That all once I have revised from the beginning. So then this time has came. So yesterday night, my dreams, I got Abdul Kalam and you. That impact you keep in some one particular people like me and my friends. That was very good.
So you got the blessings of Dr. Kalam last night. You've got his blessings, Tejashree.
Along with you. Talking with him and all, I'm telling about Thop cell about him. I was like the shivering on my head. I woke up immediately. I'm criticizing myself why I woke up. I want to more and more, right? Really, I felt very happy. That is what energized me. That is your impact, ma'am. I never read about Abdul Kalam ji. After your impact only, I get to know about that. Thank you so much.
You're blessed. You're blessed. Thank you, Vivekta, for supporting me on the slides. That was required. It made a huge difference for me. Vivekta supporting me today in changing the slides. Yeah.
Ma'am, you are always making huge difference in my life.
No, that last minute help was very critical for me. Yes, any other question?
Srividya, please go ahead.
Good morning, Srividya ma'am. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I wish you a very happy Independence Day. Ma'am, the talk was awesome, really. The Shakti depicted in your talk. Ma'am, I'm curious to know how our Srividya ma'am looked like how our Srividya ma'am used to think in her childhood and how were her aspirations in childhood?
Interesting. I think for me, I had a very great exposure even in my childhood. That I'm blessed. I had exposure to philosophy from my childhood thanks to my parents and my uncle. So I grew up listening to all those conversations. I still remember at the age of 5, I had asked my uncle, my dad and my uncle used to have a lot of those philosophical conversations. I had asked them, what does Atma mean? I keep hearing both of you use this word Atma. What does that mean? So I think that was a very strong foundation, and I'm truly blessed that way, in my upbringing and exposure to a lot of my parents were active in social sector. the helping hands. So they were always busy helping others. So that I think that foundation has definitely helped me a lot. My upbringing has. What were the desires I had? Honestly, I don't think at that age we were any those kind of just we were not that conscious like you are all today, career conscious or growth conscious. Definitely, to be honest, I don't think I had any that kind of dreams and desires. I want to become that, I want to become that. I was just happily playing and growing, even in the schools. But I think subtly, what I realized later was I was pretty, what do you call, attracted to all the teachers. I would only feel when I see great teacher, I wish I could be in the college or even in IT. I realized throughout I was just wishing it. See this beautiful message. I was only wishing, I wish I could be that. But I never paid attention nor made efforts there. Only in the last probably 10, 12 or 15 years, in between 10 and 15 years is where I started listening to my wishes and said, oh, I can't just wish, I can make efforts and become that. And universe did support me. So today I am doing what I really wanted to do. I think, if not a teacher, but I've become a trainer in that form of the whole education or the influencing, facilitating learning. That journey I am in today. So it's important we listen to our wish and not just wish. Convert that wish into a action plan, and then you can achieve it.
Yes, ma'am.
Shoaib, you've also done a great job, and all the organizers from my end.
Thank you.
And my talk cannot be complete without my true gratitude to Shravan, who believed in me and invited me for this talk. We didn't know so much of each other, but imagine him trusting me. I don't know what made him trust me and invite me for that talk, but my life changed because of that. And so many things have happened with our friendship journey. And Shravan,
Let's really end. Vote of thanks. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this top talk to all the dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank our beloved speaker Srividya and Nagaraj ma'am for attending this session and letting us know about the Shakti, the feminine power. I would like to thank Shravan sir, senior and my dear friend and everyone for attending this session and making it more interactive. Thank you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Srividya ma'am, for this wonderful talk. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us, ma'am. Thank you for making us understand the power of Shakti.
thank you. Thank you.